Hello everyone, I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse. Here with us is Daniel and myself because we have no friends who wants to be with us. And we had to throw this together in like 10 minutes. But Nintendo had their mini direct earlier showing off Pokemon Sword and Shield. So today we're going to be talking about that and a few other things. What were we talking about earlier? Yeah, we got to the part where we were talking about how the rumors came out like a week or two ago. They started coming very timely for the official Pokemon Direct. I think it was Crown and Scepter, and then it turned into King and Queen, and now it's Sword and Shield. So everything sort of had to do with like a kingdom or a castle or the royal family or something like that. And there seems to be at least 2 castles that I spotted on the map for this trailer. So I wonder if like those rumors actually came from people who may not have known anything. Like whenever someone actually does know something, but they try to change it and spin it a bit so it doesn't seem like they know, so it doesn't necessarily get tracked back to them. Like when someone says, hey, there's a new Star Fox racing game coming out, but then it ends up it's just a Star Fox racing DLC for a game that isn't even made by Nintendo. Or whenever they say, hi, it's the Legend of Zelda Bridge. But it's just a standard HD remake of Link's Awakening. So it could have been something like that. Who knows? Anyways, what are your thoughts on it?
It looks real good.
Cool.
Moving on. No,
grade A journalism.
It's funny because I've already... yeah, seriously. People on Twitter are already complaining about the graphics and doesn't live up to what they were expecting, and people are like, I want a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game, and I'm like, not everything can be Breath of the Wild, guys.
Breath of the Wild can't even be Breath of the Wild.
Seriously, but it's just I think it looks great. It's a Pokemon
I think you
game
look great.
like that through and through. It is. It doesn't. It doesn't deviate, or it's not groundbreaking in any way, but it looks really pretty. The environments look fantastic. I like the new starters. They look great. Everybody's all about Scorbunny, but I like that sloppy water boy.
Axel has been talking about Scorbunny all day.
Oh, no surprise there.
And Gus, who may or may not be in the chat, usually is. Hello, Gus. But he shared something really interesting on Twitter. I think it was him, anyways, saying that like it was just kind of making fun of the people that's like, like whenever Pokemon, I was gonna say yellow and whatever, but it's not one. Like, I don't want this. Give us a new Pokemon. We want new Pokemon, a new area, new generation, blah, blah, blah. And then they get this, and it actually is something new, and now everyone's like, this isn't what I wanted. I want Kanto. Take us back to Kanto.
We've been to Kanto so many times.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, you may be able to go to Kanto in this if it has a cool end game, like a lot of others, like in Soul Silver and whatever. Like you could go back to Kanto. Right. So since Kanto's already created, what if you just like the end game's basically Silver and Gold's end game? I don't know. That's just me hoping.
That would be really cool.
Then everyone would get mad, being like, I wasted $60 on Let's Go Pikachu, and it's just shoved at the end of this game.
The Let's Go games are they're really great, so I won't call it a waste, but
great guys. 8 out of 8.
8 out of 8, feeling great, mate. Yeah, this is like my awesome journalistic skills. I think it's good.
No, so like when you seen Game Freak was working on that new game that they showed off at E3, like it's just named Town is all at Bridge. No, not Town.
We got Bridge. We got
the
Town.
sequel you didn't want. No, so like with Town, with The Legend of Zelda Town. Did you think Game Freak was going to be moving the Pokemon franchise with like into that direction with that engine, or did you think it was just going to be the same as Pikachu and Eevee, just slightly enhanced?
For Gen 8, like for the reveal?
Something completely new, or did you expect it to just be like, oh, it's the same as Sun and Moon, but better?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I figured it would just it would be pretty run-of-the-mill. Like, yeah, it's a new Pokemon game in a new region. Like, it pretty much was exactly what I expected it to be honest. A lot of people wanted something groundbreaking, you know?
Yeah.
But not everything is going to be reinvented and groundbreaking on Switch, unfortunately, right?
This isn't Naughty Dog making a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog being the developers for Uncharted and The Last of Us, for everyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, and Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, and Crash Bandicoot.
Just saying, man. But
when you think of amazing graphics, you think The Last of Us, Uncharted, and Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, but it's a good game. Okay, good. But the like I'd seen on Twitter like people who did mock-up arts of like the next Pokemon game, and they literally took like the
screenshot
like
from
red
Breath of the
guy.
Wild.
Yeah, it's like that's where you fight Stone Talus on the Great Plateau. That's not Pokemon. and they just put, you know, the Pokemon trainer and bike and then like some Pokemon in it, and they're like, that's gonna be it, and people start getting their hopes up, and they're like, that's gonna be what the next Pokemon game is for real gonna be, based on this mock-up Twitter fan art that I saw. It's just
okay, so like they added in, like, they started adding in Mega Evolutions a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, and then they had Z moves and everything, like special evolutions that you could only use like once per battle, and then like special moves that you could only use. What do you expect the big thing for this to be? Like, or no, they also had the Alolan forms as well. That was another thing they added. So do you expect anything like this? Like, do you think it's going to be like what is it? Garrus? What's the place called? Garrus?
I already forget.
Gareth.
I've watched it twice already, and I forgot.
Yeah.
Garal, or I don't know. I think it has an L in it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm thinking of Garrus. I don't know. It's like some slang word in the UK that I'm trying to think of, but they wouldn't name a town that. Garrus, I think, is the name of it. I don't know.
Gary. It's Gary.
Pokemon Gary.
It's Gary.
Did you see that meme where like it has the screenshot of Gary from the anime, and it's like, Gary, he's so awesome, he got all 10 of the 8 gym badges from because it's like, I forgot where they are, but like whatever area it is, like he has 10 gym badges from those regions, and he like has his box open, and he's basically like doing this to Ash, and he's like, look at all of my gym badges.
He has 10 of them?
Yeah, there's only supposed to be 8.
Why haven't seen this?
It's like, Gary, he's such a badass, he won all 10 badges from the 8 gyms or something like that.
Oh my goodness, how did I miss that? Speaking, the chat is going nuts. It's Galar. I was
Galar,
thinking,
okay.
It's the R and L.
Galar, yeah.
Galar.
So if someone, you can win a free digital cookie if you look up Gallus and put the definition of that in the chat, because that is what I'm thinking of. I think it is anyways, like UK slang. But anyways, the thing that I was trying to, the point that I was trying to make is like, I've recently spent more time than I would have thought with my daughter, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing because I get no free time. But it's okay, because it just means more time with her, which would be nice if money wasn't a thing, but it is. So anyways, we've been watching a bunch of Pokemon. We watched through all of the Sun and Moon episodes, which is amazing, the Sun and Moon series, and then I started watching the XYZ because that's the one that came before it.
Don't they? Like, or no, there's an episode where
there's like 2 episodes at the end where Misty and them come towards, and then
that's okay. They go to They go to Alola. Oh, that's
it. And then they like start showing off all of their different Pokemon. Like, this is Executor, and this is Alolan Executor, and everyone's just like, it's so tall. Oh, Abigail did it. She says bold, reckless. So yeah, I guess it just means bold and reckless. Gallus. That's what I was thinking of. And the actual name is Galar, not Gallus. That's so odd. I wonder if like that's a word they made up, or if it's actually supposed to be like a variation on the word Gallus, Galar, Gallus.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. Anyways,
the Alola region is like. I have no idea where that could be derived from or what it's based on. It's not clear at all.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
No, I'm just making a joke.
Anyways,
breeze past
the graphics for this Pokemon Sword and Shield game, I like them. It seems like, just taking. Has Nintendo ever done that to where they've had this many different? It means town, saying Abanesen. So they have 2 games named Town?
Yeah, well, maybe that's it. Maybe they made Town, and they were like, how else can we make Town? Well, I have no idea.
So they named one game Town, and then they named their other game just a synonym of Town? Is that what you're telling me in the chat?
I guess so.
That Game Freak. What? If you needed some ideas, Daniel and I were here.
We're here. We got ideas.
Tale of Two Cities says Stakana. What? Anyways, I honestly did expect them to use a similar engine to that they used in Pokemon. Not Pokemon Town. Yes. It's all getting so confusing. I can't speak.
Ooh, it's getting confusion.
Yeah. No, so I thought they were going to use a similar engine to that of Town, and then the older standard whatever Pokemon engine would be what they would use for all of the others. Like the Let's Go series would keep that engine, and then Gen 8 would get this new engine built specifically for the Switch. But I think what they're trying to do is keep it as simple as possible. And the second you add in a camera stick or like camera movement, it instantly gets infinitely harder for people who don't understand how to control a camera and a person at the same time. Mm-hmm. So something I've also learned while trying to get my daughter to play Zelda and other games. So
yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, for me, like, growing up gaming, that wasn't a thing when I was first starting to play games.
No.
So it was something I mastered, moving the character first, and then they invented like 3D games.
Yeah.
And so
you didn't just have to jump in all at once.
Yeah, I could learn these things. One first, then the next, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's literally the exact same formula they had for the GameCube Pokemon spin-off games with like Colosseum and Gale of Darkness, to where the camera view and everything literally looks exactly the same. Just the newer version's more detailed, and it's an actual Pokemon game, not like whatever Gale of Darkness and the other one is.
But for an RPG, I feel like it's not as bad. Like if
no.
Like for like an adventure game or something, you obviously want like more camera control and everything. But like for Pokemon, it's an RPG, and like it's fine. It can be top down like that. It's not imperative to the gameplay. I know a lot of people are still disappointed about that. I think even our friend Joey mentioned on Twitter that he was disappointed there was no
from Commonwealth.
Yes, Joey Ferris, good guy Joey, but he mentioned on Twitter he was disappointed there was no camera control still. But for me, like, he mentioned it in a very amicable way. I'm not bashing Joey, but
he wasn't like the 1,000 of other people that's like, we want something new, and then they're like, we want something old. There's no pleasing people, but I mean, I guess I'm just feel very ambivalent about it all. Like, it's like, okay, it just looks really, the environments just look really gorgeous, and the
Pokemon look really fun and stuff. It's a tried and true formula that they're rolling with. So,
do you expect this game to launch with amiibo or Pokeballs or special versions or variants of the console?
I can imagine so. I don't see why not. Like, they could just run off with the control scheme of the Let's Go games. Give us or might just continue to push the Pokeball Plus. Like, they might bring it back or at least make it compatible. They would be crazy not to make it compatible with the game, but I'm just picturing them not. And but I don't know about amiibo. Pokemon haven't really ever had amiibo before. But I guess this is at least maybe make it compatible with the Pokemon character Smash amiibo. But yeah, I could see them doing like amiibo for the 3 starters, maybe. I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that as well. And or at least having a special version to where, like, instead of with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where you could buy it with the Pokeball, have it to where you buy it with just the amiibo, and that's the only way you get the amiibo. And just have it cost like $10 extra.
They often do that, and then they release on later anyways, so it'll be fine. Like Yoshi Woolly World, for example. When it first came out, I bought it digitally like a fool, and then I couldn't get the amiibo for a while. And then I bought it and I shipped it from Japan, and then it came out here, and I was like, oh, I'm a fool. So,
they have something really weird like that with the Star Fox game. Starlink, yeah. Where like if you buy the physical version, you basically just get whatever you get, and you have to buy the toys separately. But if you buy the digital version, you can get everything super duper cheap.
I still bought the physical version, and knowing this fully, one, because I'm horrible and want to spend extra money apparently collecting.
You're the problem.
Yeah, but also because of the Switch's internal storage. Starlink's a big game, and also like even with buying the physical version of the game, the day one update you need is so huge that I'm like, man, my Switch can't hold this much stuff. Like, I don't buy anything digital because of that. So, or almost, like indie games and stuff, small things. So yeah, sure. But
all right. So final thoughts on Pokemon before we move on to this news about this rumored leak from Zelda about new Zelda in 2020.
Rumored leak.
Yeah.
But, Pokemon looks great. Stop complaining, people. So much complaining, but it looks great. It's beautiful. It's
new information. Here, you heard it here first, folks. Breaking news: new Pokemon game looks great.
Woo!
Yeah. All right. So this next piece of news comes from Nintendo Soup. This was actually sent to us by one of our great Discord members. It says King Zell, who I have no idea who that is, says, you will love 2020.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.